Breakfast Central. Now time to take you to the world of sport. We begin in the world of football, where we'll say Women's African Cup of Nations champions, the Banyana Banyana status as the African champions was put on the road test when they were hammered 6-0 by Brazil at the Moses Mohiba Stadium on Monday's international friendly match. A 4-minute goal by Adriana opened the floodgates for Brazil before Hodiembo beat the halftime whistle to double the advantage. It was another huge defeat for the Banyana, who lost 3-0 to the same side on Friday in another friendly game at the Orlando Sports Stadium. Coach Desiree Ellis tried to correct things, but her decision backfired by replacing goalkeeper Andile Dlamini with error-prone goalkeeper Killen Swart. Veteran defender Janine Van Wyk also started together with Asanda Hadibe in other changes made by coach Desiree Ellis, but it did not take long for the Brazilians to shake that defense, and also Jacqueline breaking loose from the wing, but denied by the goalkeeper Swart. So Banyana will need to step up in the months to come before they participate at the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup, to be co-hosted by New Zealand and Australia. They say you don't have to be a champion forever, but we'll wait and see what coach Desiree Ellis will do to her charges. Moving away from that, a shocker coming in the world of boxing as Tyson Fury has publicly called for a fight with Anthony Joshua and offered the former champion a chance to box this year. Talks had begun that match for the much anticipated Fury, the WBC titleist, with Alexander Usyk, the Ukrainian who beat Joshua a month ago to defend the unified WBO, WBA and IBF belts in an undisputed heavyweight championship fight. But it has emerged that Usyk will not be able to box again this year. So he leaves Fury looking for another opponent, and now he has chosen Anthony Joshua. But the recent development says Anthony Joshua has now called out Fury that he is ready to take that challenge. Anthony Joshua says he will be ready to fight Tyson Fury in December after the WBC champion proposed a battle for both Brits. Now, Joshua lost to Alexander Usyk, yes, the second time, for that WBO, WBA, IBF and IBO heavyweight title belts in August 20. But Tyson Fury holds the WBC heavyweight title belt, and that should be what Anthony Joshua would be gunning for at this time. But let's listen to Tyson Fury and how he did that offer to Anthony Joshua.
Hey, Tyson Fury, aka the Gypsy King, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, as you can tell. I think you've all heard that I'm going to be fighting soon, within the next few months. And I think that before I announce an opponent, that I need to do this, just in case. Anthony Joshua, I know you've just lost a fight to Usyk and you're beltless at the moment. And I'd like to give you an opportunity to fight me for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World and the Lineal Championship in the next few months. You're coming off a 12-round fight, so you're match fit, you're ready. I'm giving you a few months' notice. If you're interested, I'll send you the date over and we can rumble a Battle of Britain for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World. Let me know if you're interested. If not, I will select another opponent. Thank you very much and good night.
That offer has been placed on the table by the WBC title holder Tyson Fury. And for now, we'll say that Anthony Joshua has said, with open hands, I would get that offer. Yes, of course, from that tweet from Anthony Joshua. To discuss this with us would be awesome. Noble Rakim of Box Story. He's here to talk about Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Remember, he has got a bit of a relationship with them, Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Thank you, Rakim, for joining us on the show this morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. All right, let's go straight. Eddie Hearn promised that Anthony Joshua would likely make a return in December, coming up from another loss in the hands of Alexander Usyk, that taking up that title short from him. But yes, this is a golden opportunity from Tyson Fury to Anthony Joshua. What excuse can Eddie Hearn come up with to hinder this fight from happening in December? That's if the fight will happen.
Well, of course, Anthony Joshua is coming off 2 defeats to Alexander Usyk. He doesn't hold any titles right about now, so the negotiation between him and Tyson Fury will be pretty lopsided in favour of Tyson Fury. And of course, when boxers are going into these big fights, they don't get any disadvantage. It makes me believe that Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, they're probably going to wait a bit of time. They're going to get a win or two under the Joshua's belt, get him a better ranking position, and then they're going to go for the big title fight with Tyson Fury. Then there'll be a better negotiation position. Right now, I think it's probably going to be 80-20 split towards Tyson Fury. Whereas when you're in these big fights, you're both a big name to the table, you generally want it 50-50, 60-40. So right now, Joshua is in no negotiation position to get the best deal out of this opportunity.
Okay, some boxing fans say that Anthony Joshua should fight Fury in December after, maybe should not even fight at all after those back-to-back defeats. Maybe he should do what's best for him and not what's best for Fury, because Fury is calling the shot at this time. So he should likely have an easy warm-up fight in December. What happens if Anthony Joshua takes up this challenge and we see another shocker?
Oh, that's a difficult one for Anthony Joshua. If he's taken up a fight against a lesser opponent and come up short, then I think he might need to ask questions of himself, where he goes from next, what he does, and how he goes about his career. It could potentially be the end if he was to lose to a lesser opponent. But for what we've seen of Joshua in his last fight of Usyk, he gave a very solid showing of himself. So I don't think he's losing to anyone outside of the top 10 in the world. So I think he's got a good chance of getting a fight, getting back into contention from December or January, and then seeing what's out there to be offered. He's still a big name, he's still a brand, he's one of the notable faces for and boxing around the world. So one good win, looks impressive, back in contention with the big boys.
Okay, what's the recovery period for someone who has just come up from a back-to-back loss? Because Anthony Joshua just finished fighting August 20, and now he's with open hands getting that offer from Tyson Fury to fight again in December. What's supposed to be the recovery period for one who has suffered back-to-back losses?
Really depends on the very individual. His body and mental state might take a month, 2 months to get time to recover. But after that, he's pretty much good to go. But I feel in these situations, the most important thing is the negotiation period, is what they negotiate for their fighters. As I said, he's coming off 2 losses and he holds no championship belts. Going up against Tyson Fury now, who's on a good run, he's currently the champion, he's #1. He's not going to get a great deal out of that. So for Joshua, he wants to go away, maybe get a good win under his belt, look impressive, get people believing the hype again. Right now, let's be real. If Tyson Fury is to fight Joshua, the majority are going to be going with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's won his last couple of fights. He's undefeated, he's champion, whereas Joshua's lost his last 2. So he's going there as the heavy underdog. He wants to get people believing in him again, knowing that he's still got it, he's not finished. Then there'll be better negotiations at the table for both fighters.
Okay, you're talking about the proceeds right now, so we'll talk about money. What's the offer on the table? When do you think Tyson Fury should dictate for Anthony Joshua at this time? Remember, Joshua is signed to the DAZN and they've got the greatest stake.
So with fighters, they always want to negotiate fights on their terms. Joshua will take the fight when he's ready to take the fight. So if Fury doing a public challenge to him, not necessarily going to take that. He's not going to be told what to do by his opponent. The fight will happen when they're both up and ready for it. Now, the contractual issue with the DAZN, of course, as we know, Anthony Joshua signed a very lucrative offer with the DAZN. Usyk's fight wasn't on the DAZN, so going forward, they're going to want to have as many of his fights on the DAZN as possible, considering they only have 2 or 3 years left in the sport. Tyson Fury is backed by BT. Now, of course, BT are a massive franchise in UK broadcasting. They're going to want to have the right to fight on their TV program. So that's another issue that faces right now. Right now, Tyson Fury is in the pole position. He'll most likely get it on BT Sport, which is in favour of him. The DAZN and AD are going to need to go away, come up with a plan, build himself back up. When it comes to negotiations, they can get a say whether he gets to be on their station instead of being on BT. That's another big thing that comes into it too. So if it goes to negotiations now, they're most likely going on BT. If they go away, get some wins, build up a small portfolio, go into the fight, possibly land on his own. So that's another question we have to see going forward. The politics of what's behind the scenes.
Okay, we'll wait and see what the split pots will be. Who gets the greatest stake in this fight between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury? December has been set as a date for that bout. We can't wait for what will happen again. Thank you so much, Rakim Noble, for joining us on the show this morning. We appreciate your time.
Very much. Have a good day.
You two do have a great one, but we must tell you that we wait and see what will happen. Talks are still on for that bout there, but let's move away from boxing. Tell you that the Champions League is back. We'll see defending champions Chelsea. Of course, they will return into action once again, and now they are, of course, placed in Group E. They will be in contention with Milan, RB Salzburg and Dynamo Zagreb for the fixtures for today. As the Champions League returns back, also to action, we've got Dynamo Zagreb up against Chelsea. FC Salzburg will be up against AC Milan for Group E fixtures. And away from that, Group F would see Celtic return back to face up with Real Madrid. Real Madrid, of course, to lift in that championship there, you know for sure that they will be up in contention. Carlo Ancelotti, one proud coach there, will have to take on, of course, Celtic. RB Leipzig will be up against Shakhtar Donetsk. That's the Group P F fixture there. For Group G, would see Borussia Dortmund return back to face up with FC Copenhagen. And not forgetting Sevilla up against Manchester City. Benfica would see Maccabi Haifa in Group H, with Paris Saint-Germain returning once again to face Juventus. Real Madrid have got one thing to do today. Either they get that 3 points there to lead the standings, or maybe a big shocker there, an upset coming from a lowly placed side facing up with them. Celtic facing up with Real Madrid. That's the fixtures we expect for the UEFA Champions League for today's sport updates at this time. I am Onyinyechi Obaru. Back to you, Osa Anoli.
Thank you very much, Onyinye, and of course, all the best to Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Would like you to, have a conversation about that at a later time. But
no, all the best to Anthony Joshua. Leave it at that. Thank you.
And Tyson Fury.
Don't be one-sided. We wait and see what will happen if that will be the final retirement for Tyson Fury. So keep your horses at this time.
Thanks a lot. See you again, Oye Obaro.